Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another round of LBL. It's round 5. We are at Spain without the S for some more Lawton Lad Biblical League racing. It's been a bit of a start this time as we have about 97 reserve drivers in a 20-man league. But nonetheless, we still managed to get it going. There's a bit of a struggle with certain things. Some issues with the lobby. It bugged out before, but you know, it is what it is. And I fear I can't actually hear anything, which is kind of nerve-wracking. The audio may be bugged. Oh no, we have audio. We do have audio. It's time for the start of the Spanish Grand Prix. 5 lights, lights out, away we go as Kirby getting off to a decent start. As Job does. Oh, there's already collision before the first corner even starts. We have Nico down into 14th. He got taken out, I believe, by a Alpine. There's already a virtual safety car. Not even 2 corners into this race. So many 5-second penalties. It's galore. It's all over the place. Jeez, so many already. We've got Nico and Danny, the 2 big losers so far at the start here. Danny down in 20th, Nico in 15th. The front 3 still remains the same with Kirby, Jubb and Grimes all staying the same. Everybody up into 13th from 4th has gained a lot of positions, including Giles right there. The man who started on the back of the grid up into 13th. What a start from that man there. Still 33 laps of this race to go. I'm amazed. I am truly amazed as we get back to normal racing now. We're on board with Kirby. Job following closely behind, as does Grimes. Followed by Scott. Drake's Obolf up into 6th. The nation's darling. Our favourite. The man we want to win this title. In 6th, holding his own. Noel King in 7th. JD in 8th. A 35 dead for the fastest lap from Kirby. Bidoof 9th. Bames John filling in for Ben P in 10th there. Jason in 11th. Being pressured from Giles, who is now up 8 positions. Oh, this is some biblical stuff from Giles. Jake Pig into 13th. Delirious in the pits, as is Cam Barnsley. Buzz, Nico, Danny and Andy, everybody here serving their penalties, getting front wings. Look at Nico finally getting a front nose there, as does Danny. They'll be resuming back to racing very shortly. But here we are up at the front, the 2 reserves who have come in for Logsy and Diamond. We've got Kirby in the Aston Martin and Jubb in the McLaren. They're going to be racing it out, I do believe, for the end. These guys were very fast in qualifying, obviously getting 1st and 2nd, but we'll see. We will see what goes on. You never know what happens in these lobbies, in these league races. We've had as many as 5 safety cars in a single race before. Let's hope we don't replicate that once again, but you never know. You do never know. Grimes in 3rd, trying to stay close to these 2 boys, but they seem like they just have the edge over the rest of the lobby ever so slightly. It's a 3-4 for Mercedes though, so regardless of what happens today, it's looking like it's going to be some good points for Mercedes, as Kirby now sets just under a 119. We're now into the 18s. Scott following very closely with Drake's. With Alfie trying to maintain closely to the front runners. If I tell you what, if Alfie wins this race, I'll sell my house. If Alfie wins this race, I will sell my house. Oh my goodness, this is like a bit of a fairy tale story. The man who said he would never finish higher than 14th place has finished 5th twice. He's had points finishes every single time. 100% success rate with points finishes. Not many people in this lobby can say that, but Alfie, our beloved Alfie, is one of those. Noel King very closely there as Alfie takes up a little bit too much curb there. JD falling back a little bit from earlier on. He was right behind Noel King. Now he's kind of falling back into his own little area. Bidoof as well. He's being chased down by Bames and Jason. as DRS is now active. I did forget to say earlier on, as there is a triple move there. Oh, very close indeed, as Bames loses it, goes into the wall. There are 2 yellow flags there for sector 2 and 3. Jason, the big winner out of that, the man who was in 11th, now in 9th. Bidoof losing out of position, but Bames dropping all the way down to 12th now, as he has cooked his tyres. The man, he started on mediums, tried to get the alternate strategy going for him. I don't think it's going to be working very well. His tyres are cooked now. Buzz also here on the mediums. It's been a bit of a poor start for a lot of people, as we have our first retirement in Barnsley 420, and that brings out the first safety car of the race. I'm not quite sure where we saw that. I think it might have been along the second DRS straight there, but we now have our first safety car and our first DNF. It's not unusual. It's very common. It happens all the time in the LBL. But now, what are we going to see? Perhaps some alternate strategies, even differently. Bames picking up a 5-second flag for ignoring yellow flags. Lovely. I said 5-second flag, 5-second penalty. I mean, do apologise there. Could we be seeing, you know, some changes here? Is anybody going to dive into the pits early? I have no clue, but nonetheless, this is going to bunch up the pack even more. The 2 main leaders, Kirby and Juv, getting away from everybody. That lead is going to be cut down. What a start for the 2 reserve drivers. Let's have a look at some of our other reserve drivers. We've got Jake, you know, down in 11th, trying to do the most he can. Bames in 12th as well. Buzz in 13th. They've got their own little battle going on there amongst themselves. The other reserve, Barnsley, unfortunately not finishing very far into this race. Only made it 3.5 laps before bringing out our first safety car. Subsequently, is now going to bring the pack all together. Jake's one of the people who was coming in for an early pit stop. A lot of people are coming in for these pit stops as well, including Noel King, Obolf, Drakes, JD, Scott, Jake, all of them. Everybody coming in for their pit stops early. Let's see what this happens. But like last race, Jason Davies up 12 positions. He was up 12 positions as well in the last race. It's a question of whether he'll be able to hold on to something like that. But we will see. We will see. 2 big losers so far in this race. Danny and Nico in 14th and 17th respectively. Excuse me. They will be loving the fact that there is a safety car out, as it bunches them back up to the rest of the field. It will help out with their points pushes. I think this is going to be ultimately a very undoubted win for kind of one of these front 3 here. I do believe these 3 guys are going to control the pace of the pack and get away. Grimes getting a little bit close to Jubb there. He doesn't want to pick up a 5-second penalty. But yeah, you know, it's kind of down to really who's going to finish best of the rest. Jubb messing around here with Kirby. They're going side by side here. Safety car is going to stay out for another lap. Yeah, we have loads of people who have served penalties under pit stops. You know, it's kind of like a get out of jail free card, if you will. You know, that they get those penalties, they're able to serve them under, you know, what is essentially a free pit stop anyway. So it clears the tally and it allows you to get back to full on, you know, being right where you are, instead of, you know, having to add that penalty to your time at the end or during a pit stop whilst you're actually back to green racing. Yeah, Obolf down into 7th. That's not what we like. Oh, he's got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Noel King. No, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. We don't want this. This is not what we want. This is not what we need. No. Oh. Come on, Alfie. Sort it out. We believe in you. Here we are. I think this is going to be the last lap of the safety car. We have the order from first. It's AEM Kirby leading from the McLaren, the reserve McLaren of Acorn Jubb in second, followed by Al Grimes 44 in third, Jason Davies, the Alfa Romeo in fourth, Bidoof in fifth, the other Mercedes of Ace Drakes in sixth, followed by our darling, our sweetheart, Oboth Racing, the man who pushes Haas to new limits, as he's been taken out from the rear by someone, I think it was No King. I'm not quite sure what just happened there. I'm trying to read the order, and he's also picked up another penalty. He's dropped down into 18th. I will definitely be addressing that at the end of this race. That may be a DSQ for somebody, I will be saying that much. A safety car is in this lap though, however. Let's see for the restart. Bidufrock with a 5-second penalty as well. I give up with this league sometimes. They don't know how to keep it to themselves whilst under safety cars. You're never going to get it. Everybody look at it, warming up their tyres, waiting for Kirby to make the move. Is Kirby going to get away good? Is he going to catch Jubb napping? The rest of the lobby napping? We shall see. I think he's gone. Oh, no, not quite. Oh, no, he has gone now. We are going to be back to green racing now. Kirby getting the better of Jubb and Grimes. Guys, maybe going to use the slipstream of Jubb, trying to break it up as much as possible, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the move here into turn 1 unless he makes a very audacious dive bomb. He chooses not to. Very sensible indeed. Jason in 4th, followed by Bidoof as Jason spins it on the curb there. A little bit of wing damage from Jason. Bidoof into 5th. Drake's in 4th now. Knocking in 6th. Excuse me. Bames in 7th. You know, tussling with Scott. Scott up the inside into turn 4. Managed to get the move done. The man in 777 is in 7th position. JD in 9th, Buzz 10th, Danny now up to 11th, started 4th, dropped to 18th, now into the points after a mistake by Buzz there. Likewise with Nico, started 5th I believe. Yes he did, he's now up into 12th, trying to battle with Jason who's got that wing damage. Can he get the move done before the corner? We hope so. Jason kind of just gets out of his way as he knows it could cause some incidents there which we don't want. Incidents. Alfie 14th, you know, the man who was in 6th, he was in 6th. He's in 14th now. We are devastated. I do think some penalties will be taken off and added to other people instead. A little bit of argy-bargy. Is a yellow flag in Sector 3. Andy Gatehouse in 15th. Giles in 16th. Going to try and go up the inside of Andy. Not able to do so. Maybe going to wait for the long straight now. Still got a lot of ERS to work with, as do most people, because of the safety car recharge. But Giles is going to come in now. Get the pit stop out of the way, maybe put on a set of hards, go to the end, see what you can do. Hope some other people don't get their stints going very well indeed. He isn't going to go on a set of hards. He's going to go on softs instead and get a new front wing. Perhaps he's going to have to pit again. There's no way those tyres are lasting 25 laps. Otherwise, you know, he's going to be in some serious trouble. He's going to be fast on the track now, but maybe come in. Perhaps even get another set of softs. You know, he started on the mediums, so he'd be able to switch over, you know, onto another set of slicks if he fancies it. There's his yellow flag in Sector 2. Let's have a look whereabouts this is. I think it might have just been a little incident. Nothing crazy here. As we're going to go up into Danny and Nico, both in the points now. Coming up to the back end of a train of about 3 or 4 cars there, if I count correctly. They're going to want to try and get past these guys as quickly as possible now. Although just in front we do have the Mercedes pairing falling away from Jubb and Kirby as DRS has been enabled. Now here we are on lap 9. Kirby and Jubb leading this race, really controlling the pace, getting away from the pack slowly but surely, maintaining. Look at that, 82% ERS remaining for Kirby. He could really disappear if he wants. Aston Martin, prolifically known so far in this season for not getting many points done. As there is another safety car. Bidufrock is another DNF. I'm not quite sure why. There he is, tucked up on the exit of 2. He might have hit the curb and gone into the wall. I'm not quite sure why. What are people going to do? Is anybody going to be able to dive into the pits? Jake, Buzz and Giles are certainly going to be able to. What are they going to do here? Jake's going to stay out. Giles is also going to stay out. He just came in for fresh softs. Is he? No, is he going to? Oh, Giles is coming back in after only just getting a pit stop the previous lap. He's coming in again. What is he going to do? Maybe put on a set of mediums and go to the end. It's, you know, it's a 20-lap stint after the safety car. It's a bit long. No, he is going to go on the hards this time, as I previously thought he might have. But he's going to go on the hards this time, you know, obviously knowing that those softs, you know, they're just going to be a detriment to the rest of his race now. At least he can go now without having to pit. He will be slow, but ultimately, you know, he gains, you know, a 20-second pit stop at the end here. We have all the leaders coming in to make their pit stops now. Everybody coming in, apart from Drake. Drake's staying out. That could be because obviously his teammate is in and he doesn't want to double stack, seeing as a lot of people are coming into the pits now. Bames into second. Danny into fourth. JD into third. Scott in fifth now. That's an Alpine 4-5. It's very rare you see that nowadays, especially in this game. You kind of got half the people pitting, half of them are not. It's more so the people who haven't pitted under the first safety car already, you know, compared to the ones who did. So we're just going to be watching that as we go along now. It's kind of mixed up the order a bit. Come on, Alfie, let's get you some more points, son. You need to finish in the points every single race. Our friend Alfie here has finished in the points, and I hope he does as well today. There was a little bit of an incident going up the incline. I think it was turn 8. Oh, Alfie's put it in the wall. I'm not quite sure what's just happened there. What's just happened? Alfie's on track. Alfie has just DNF as we were talking about it. The long points finish comes to an end in the most peculiar of ways possible. What a shame. What a shame, Alfie, no! Oh, no! He is stupid. What a shame, the man who finished in the points every race is no longer gonna finish in the points. Oh, what a shame. It was looking like a tall order for him to come back with those penalties as well. What a shame. That is very unfortunate for Alfie. Our darling, our sweetheart isn't in the race anymore. He will not collect any points this week. It's down to Buzz to carry the flag for Haas. This will be, if Buzz doesn't finish in the points, this will be the first week that Haas don't get points. What a shame for Alfie there. What a shame. Oh, moving onwards though. Oh, I'm so upset. I really wanted Alfie to do well there. What a shame. Oh. We have a bit of team radio from Alfie. Can't believe it. Bit of a lag spike when he was on the power. What a shame. He was keeping up. Oh, as we have another DNF now. Jake Pig. They're dropping like flies now. Jake Pig in 16th. Another reserve. Has binned it. I'm not quite sure where. Oh, it's at the infamous turn 2. Everybody's dying at turn 2. The first sector of this track is taking everybody out. Jake also out now. What a shame. Although Jake finishing higher from where he started, so he can't really complain too much. Poor Alfie. Out of it. Bidoof as well. He lost it at turn 2 as well. And then I'm not quite sure we weren't able to see what happened to Barnsley. Big shame indeed. But anyway, back to the action. We have Drake's leading this race. He is the first person other than Kirby to be leading this race now. Going to be controlling the pack. The safety car is in this lap. Bames behind him in second. JD in third. Danny and Scott, they're at the Alpine duo in fourth and fifth respectively. Back to where they kind of belong. I think maybe a couple more positions up. That is where they should be. Delirious in sixth. Kirby seventh. Jubb eighth. Grimes ninth. Andy Gatehouse closes out the top 10 with Nico, Noel King, Jason, Camdog, Buzz and Giles all rounding off the rest of the grid. Here we are for the restart. We're going to stay on board with Bames as Drakes is going to look to go straight away. He catches Bames lacking, sleeping. What a shame for Bames. He was going to probably try and stay on the back end of Drakes, but no, Drakes has long since gone. Already a second in front of Bames. JD in third, Danny fourth, Scott holding position. Everybody kind of maintaining their safety car restart position. Delirious in sixth. Kirby and Joe. If these boys want to finish first and second, we're going to have to see some amazing maneuvers, as Kirby is already on the back end of Delirious. We have a DNF from Buzz as well. Buzz has DNF. This will be the first week that Haas will not finish in the points. What a shame. What a shame. There's no safety car for this DNF, fortunately enough. The race has just resumed. We don't want it coming out every other lap. It really does break up the racing, and you know, we don't want safety car simulator, do we? So fortunately enough, that was okay, as Kirby's going to send one up the inside of Delirious, which then allows Jub to also move up the inside of Delirious, losing 2 positions in one corner there. The prancing horse is not going to enjoy that one very much. Going to try and maybe come back, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. I'm not entirely sure why, but nonetheless, we'll get back to the main action. JD trying to break up the slipstream all the time. Scott's going to make a move up the outside. They're going side by side. Oh, and Scott has lost it. How unfortunate that. Turn 2. Turn 2. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes turn 2. I think Scott is the first person, though, to have not caused a safety car or DNF'd from spinning at turn 2. He was side by side with JD. Subsequently, gets on that curb, and, you know, the curbs on this game are nightmares, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 2 as well. We're back to normal racing. Danny in second, with Drake's just in front of him. The 2 main title protagonists in first and second. Drake's finally got that ever elusive win, what seemed like it was never going to come, over Danny last week in Imola. As we know, we really want to see how in depth these two are going to go with each other, how far they're going to push each other for the rest of this season. My money. Oh, there's a little bit of a corner cut there from Danny. I think he will be picking up a warning for that. DRS has been enabled, although it's not like Danny's going to be able to use it, as Drake's is running away. We have a DNF from Nico. Why do we have a DNF? We have a virtual safety car as well, and we have a full course safety car. What has happened? What has happened to Nico? What has happened? Everybody's losing it. Everybody's losing it. I really don't know what's happened. He's just parked it there on the car. On the straight. He's lost his front wing. Oh God! Giles clipping his front wing. As he goes into the wall now. Thankfully he's gone in. Jeez. Well, that's a nice sight of a Aston Martin man's bottom. Definitely that's what I want to see. We have had 3 safety cars in less than half of a race. It's pit stop galore. We got Charles on 4 pit stops. I literally can't. I can't. I literally can't. Anyway, back to the action, as we have got some people. 4 pit stops from Giles. Giles has now decided to DNF. Oh, Jesus. 4 pit stops in half a race. Oh, Jesus. This isn't professional whatsoever. Anyway, back to the racing. Everybody coming in for the pits. Their pit stops. We are down to 13 finishers. We haven't even raced half a race. We haven't raced half a race. We are 25% of the way through the season, and I'm lost for words. I'm truly lost for words. My Twitch chat are all going crazy right now at the biblicality that Giles is producing. Also, if you do want to come and see this live, you'll also be able to see the qualifying. We talk about it. You know, we have like a pre-race chat, and then we also have a bit of a post-race analysis. We also do some steward submissions. If you do want to come and see all of this live, then make sure you come over to the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/LawtonLad. You'll be able to see all the action live. It's all good stuff, all fun. You'll be able to get yourself involved with the chat as well, a bit of live reaction. My eyes are tearing up still. As we're on lap 16 of the safety car simulator. I try and maintain serious during these. Like I'm gonna break the fourth wall a little bit here. Now I'm gonna break character. I do try and, you know, maintain seriousness. Jub's getting penalties galore now. I really do try and maintain seriousness, but I can't anymore. You know, there's just so much that goes on that's just too funny not to be able to burst out laughing at it. It's just sometimes you just can't hold it together. Especially, you know, when you're new to commentating and casting and things like that, you know, and then this, you know, like these intermittent breaks with the safety cars every 5 laps, you know, you lose your rhythm a bit, you know, and then you spectate on people who are averaging a pit stop every 3 laps and then DNF by hitting a wall, and everybody's getting penalties constantly now. It's becoming a mockery of what already is a mockery sport. You know, the Lawton Lad Biblical League. It's even more biblical than what it should be. But anyway, back to the action now. We have the safety car coming in. 13 finishers. Ace Drakes will control the pack again for another restart. Danny in second, JD third, Jason fourth, Scott fifth. After the spin, managed to get himself back up into fifth as everybody's trying to overtake JD. I saw that from Jub. I did see that from Jub. Jub's put it in the wall. I'm so glad he DNF'd. Please don't bring out a fucking... It's brought out a fucking safety car. Has it brought out... Oh my god, I just swore as well. I do apologise there for the bad mouth. Has it brought out a safety car? Did it bring out a safety car? No, I don't think it did. Thank goodness for that. But anyway, yeah, here we are for the restart. We have Drake's in first, Danny in second. Drake's gone. He has lost Danny, or Danny has lost Drake's, as James Bond has also crashed out. We only have 11 finishers left. AME Kirby with a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. We're halfway into this race, and I think honestly I've got enough of a race here for the next 3 weeks. Anyway, we've got 11 races left. Job, I think, taking someone out. I'm not too sure what is going on. There might be some glitches within the game. Whatever went on, it's happened now. We'll have to look at it later on. Delirious pitting in 11th to go onto the hard. It's going to go all the way to the end. Drake still in first. Danny just a second behind. We're going to be seeing this even more, as history is going to repeat itself yet again, week in, week out. We have JD in third. We'd love to see another podium from JD, the man who was on third last week. He was on track to get back-to-back podiums. Unfortunately, lost out due to a bit of a collision. What a shame. And Zero Scott also right behind him, though. Going to try and get another podium himself. I think he finished second, or no, sorry, he finished third at Imola last week. He ultimately took JD's final step of the podium. We've got a Grimes in fifth as well. A very dangerous Grimes, might I add. The man who we thought was just going to be the third wheeler of this league behind Drakes and Danny came in, submitted himself, really showed himself that he was about it, and he was going to be ready to challenge the other two. We have Jason in sixth, Cam in 7th. A good start from him. We're loving it. He's up into 7th. He's gained 6 positions. Jason's gained 10. Kirby in 8th. Not quite sure what is happening, but he's ghosted. Noel King in 9th. I think Kirby has left the session. He has indeed. We have Andy in 10th and then Delirious in 11th. It is correct. Do not adjust your TV sets as we have Ace Drakes in the lead of this Grand Prix with Danny right behind him. Both on mediums. 15 laps to go. This is all to play for. JD and Scott both with penalties as well just behind, so I really do think this is just going to be a 2-horse shootout. Let's have a look. DRS has been enabled. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Not quite sure why, as Andy has lost the back end of his car. I don't think he has had any damage though. On hard, it's going to be going to the end for him. I think he won't be needing to come into the pits anymore. We only have 11 finishes anymore. We only have 11 finishes now. Danny in 2nd, chasing down Drake's still. Let's see what we can. I honestly, it's either going to go one of 2 ways. No, one of 3 ways. It's going to be a safety car that's going to screw up the whole race. That's the first one. Danny is going to just overtake Drake's and blitz him and then win the race by 9 years. Or Drake's is going to hold him behind him every single race. As we have a Scott in 10th. I'm not quite sure why. Did Scott just pit? He might have done. Not too sure why, but we'll stick to it. We'll stick on him for a little bit now. I don't think he'd have lost time. I think he definitely just pitted, yeah. As we've got Scott, Cam and Jason all getting into it for that P5. A nice battle for P5. This is going to be some fun racing between these 3 guys. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now King losing the back end of Jason and Cam. JD in 4th, going a little bit wide. That's not what he's going to like. Grimes in 3rd. Is he going to try and chase down Drakes? And like I said earlier on, I said either Drakes was going to hold on for the entire race or Danny was going to get in front of Drakes and just blitz it. Could this be what happens? I'm not too sure. I really am not too sure. Drake's about 7 temps behind now, 6 temps. Does have DRS, but I do believe Danny may stay in front of him here. Drake's got a little bit more ERS to work with, got half a tank there, where, you know, compared to Danny's 30%, still enough for both of them to have a bit of a boost. But here we are, we're going to go heading into lap 21 now. Danny can run the final corner. Still got 12 laps of this race to go. Letterbox open from Drake's. Fastest lap of the race, an 18.8 from Danny now. Danny going to show the outside to Drake's. No, Drake's gets off the power a little bit earlier than he would have liked. There could have been a move potentially there, but he decided not to happen, not to go for it. Danny still in 1st, Grimes in 3rd, trying to catch up. I think what Grimes would really like here would be for Drake's to lead the race, kind of close up the gap between Drake's and between himself and Danny, which he is doing now. Personally, what I'd do right now if I was Grimes, I'd be begging my teammate to be holding up Danny so I can close in this gap. You know, it's already been shortened by 7 temps. JD still in 4th, Cam in 5th, Jason in 6th. You know, everybody else just kind of minding their own business, doing their own thing. You know, we got Noel King on the back of Jason, might dispatch of him, might not. We're not too sure. They're both running on the same wall of tyres, the mediums there. Kirby, who did leave the session, is in 8th. So, you know, these guys are all going to catch up to him and overtake him eventually. I would presume so. I would like to believe all of our pit stops have been served now, especially, you know, thanks to the safety cars. I definitely think there's going to be 1 or 2 more pit stops, not amongst anyone specifically, but I just think, you know, like I said right here, we've got JD coming in for a pit stop. This will be his last one scheduled for the Grand Prix, I would have thought so. I think he'll also be coming in serving a penalty as well. I'm not too sure. He is indeed, you know, get that penalty served and then be able to race legitimately for some specific for sort of specific, I don't know what I'm on about, racing, you know, for some legitimate points, you know. Although he has put on the mediums. Now, yes, okay, they will take you to the end. But personally, I'd have tried to give the softs a go, you know. Watch the wear on them, but make sure they go the whole distance. You know, he could have got a lot better, been a lot better off from the softs there. But nonetheless, Jason Davies with a 3-second penalty, multiple warnings. It's not what you like, is it? But Cam in 4th, up 9 positions. He's going to love this one. He's going to love this race today. Noel King a few seconds down the road from him. Jason in 6th, up 10 positions. This man knows how to do it. He's the Sunday man. He's the opposite to George Russell. Zero Scott. I'm a bit underwhelmed by Scott this week. You know, he's been a bit quieter. You know, during the open lobbies throughout the week, you know, he always rinses everybody. He always goes flying past them. But then during the races, we don't see that much of him. Maybe he's just a little bit camera shy. He sets a 19.5 or 19.45 pretty much. We got Noel King, Jason both coming in serving penalties. Noel King with a 5-second penalty, but no front wing. Jason with a front wing, but no 5-second penalty. That could have just been perfect for King. I do believe King's going to finish in front of Jason. Jason, one of the people to make that little bit of chance. You know, he's going to go a bit faster, but he's going to have to maintain these tyres. They will wear a lot quicker. He will be faster off the start. Like I said, he's going to have to maintain it. We only have 11 race finishes. We still got 10 laps to go. Jake's 8 tenths behind Danny. Danny going even faster with an 18.7. Grimes closed the gap to 3.5 seconds now. I think this is honestly a 3-horse race. That is truly all it is. You know, Scott's going to try his hardest to maybe close down Cam. He's got 9 laps to do so, but other than that, it's going to be back and forth here between Jakes and Danny. Who is going to crack first? Who will fold? We will see. Return to the action. Jake's coming down the DRS on the back straight, unable to get anything out of it though. He's just maintaining that 1 second distance, you know, or sorry, staying in that 1 second gap. And you know, Danny really needs to pull something out. I do believe, you know, if Danny gets over that second threshold, which he is doing right now. Oh no, it's back down to 8 tenths. You know, if he does that, I do feel like Danny, you know, does have the natural ability in terms of pace to get away from Jakes. It's just the DRS that keeps bringing them both back into one another. You know, Danny needs to set a blistering lap whilst he still can, whilst he can get away from Jakes. Oh, that is what Danny will need a lot. He is now 1.2 up in front. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. It's Jason Davies has DNF'd. Jason Davies has DNF'd. No, the man we were talking so highly of, we were praising him so much. He was in 6th. He had gained 10 positions there. And there is another safety car. There is another safety car. My goodness. That is the 4th safety car of this race. There is 10 finishers. We have half a grid remaining with 8 laps left to go. Yeah, we got everybody coming into the pits. Everybody's coming into the pits now. I presume Danny and Drake's will. There's no way they don't. Why wouldn't they? There's no way they don't come into the pits now. Yeah, Danny coming in. Drake's coming in. Grimes going to stay out. Drake's just DNF'd. Drake's has just DNF'd. What has just happened? What have we just missed? Drake's has just DNF'd. We only have 9 finishers. Drake's just DNF'd going into the pits. Oh my goodness, you can see there's some of the remainder of his car. Oh my goodness. No. That is a real turn up for the books. What a shame for Drake, a man who, you know, was definitely going to be on the podium by all accounts. He just lost it in the pits. What a shame. That is a very rare mistake from Drake's. He has been so perfect this entire season. He's been battling up there, up front all season. But one little mistake. Could this cost him in the title, as we only have 8 finishes now? Andy Gayhouse is also DNF'd as well. I think I missed that one. We have 8 finishers. We have 8 current, well, not even finishers. We've still got 7 laps to go. We have 8 people racing. Technically 7 if, you know, Kirby's not here. I think because he's not here, you know, he wasn't really supposed to be in this race. I am going to promote everybody up a position. You know, Jubb definitely said he wanted to be a reserve, so I'll accept that. But I don't think I'll count Kirby because he was never initially a reserve. He said he was a reserve last week like Jubb did, but Kirby didn't. But wow, we have 8 finishes left. We've got Grimes on the mediums, but we have Danny on the softs, JD on the mediums, Cam on the softs, Scott on the softs, Noel King on the softs, and Delirious on the softs. The only 2 people on the softs, on the mediums, are Grimes and JD. Can JD do it? A 3rd week in a row. Final kind of, you know, 25% of the race. JD is on that podium. Can he do it this time? He's done it once. Can he make it 2 out of 3 times? I really hope so for his sake. This would be amazing if he does. I think the safety car will be in this lap. Grimes currently winning this race. Would love to get a 2nd race win of the season. But Danny on the faster tyres. Right behind him. Fresh meat on those tyres as well. JD elected to stay out, I do believe. I'm not too sure. Cam as well. What a race this has been for him. Nice to see Cam get some decent points as well. We have so many unexpected DNFs. You know, we have Ace Drakes. Wow. We have Ace Drakes who DNF'd in the pit wall of all places as well. What a shame. You know, Nico, the ever consistent man, DNF'd as well. Alfie, our darling, our sweetheart, unfortunately finished in 18th due to a DNF. He said there was a bit of a lag spot going on over the team radio. I'm not quite sure what happened. What a shame indeed. I was so distraught when I saw his name go faded instead of clear black. We were all devastated for him. He'll come back next week and win the race, so hopefully here's hoping. 28 laps done. Well, we're on lap 28 rather. Safety car still out. We should be in at the end of this lap, I'd have thought. It's going to leave us a bit of a, going to leave us a 5-lap shootout. We have 8 racers, technically 7 because Kirby is ghosted. I don't think I'm going to count his points, so everybody here is going to go up a point, you know, so that will mean Jason will get a point, Andy will get 2, Drakes will get 4. Those could be 4 very important points for Drakes. Indeed. Very important points. Lawson just trying to warm up the engine as much as possible. I'm kind of lost for words for this race. We've still got both Alpines in here. This could be some very good points for the constructors. It's down to Scott what he does though. Scott will want to clear Cam and JD as quick as possible. Safety car is in this lap. Here we go. Grimes going to warm up those tyres as much as possible. If I were you, Danny, I'd be right on his gearbox. For the restart. It's going to be a 5-lap shootout when we get going back to green racing. As Grime makes the start. Restarts, catches Danny, napping ever so slightly. Delirious with a penalty. ERS open for Danny. Look at him already gaining those softer tyres, really showing the business. JD already lost it. Scott into 5th. Delirious overtaken. Noel King. Danny right behind Grimes. Let's see what happens here. Just look at the grip difference. Already 5 tenths behind him. Going to the corner much faster. We still have 5 laps of this race to go. Anything can happen. Scotty's up into 4th. Cam down to 5th. Delirious up into 6th. I think we're going to have 2 laps of DRS as well. This is going to be a very tense ending. Less than a second in it. Less than half a second in it. JD in 3rd. Scott in 4th. On the softer tyres then, JD as well, so he'll presumably overtake him either with or without DRS. Delirious in 6th, Knocking in 7th, Kirby down in 8th. He was never going to be getting points. Here we are now, Danny, faster tyres. Grime trying to break up the DRSs, the slipstream as much as possible. Danny not going to use any ERS on that charge there, probably going to preserve the tyres. Just wait until he has DRS and then make his strike. He knows with these faster tyres and a much slower car in front of him, well not much slower, but you know, slower tyres, he knows he doesn't have to use as much to stay close to Grimes. And once that DRS comes online, it's going to be a different result, I do guarantee it. But look how close he is right behind Grimes now, as Scott is also into 3rd. This has been a good week for the Alpine boys. Here we are. I think DRS will be activated after this lap. I'm not too sure. With 3 laps to go as Grimes crosses the line here. There's 3 laps to go. It's Grimes from Danny, Scott, JD, Cam Dog, Delirious, Noel King, and Kirby closes out the final active race. Still active races. We only have 8 people racing out of a possible 20. What a race this has been so far. Also, guys, if you do want to come and watch this action live, make sure you head over to twitch.tv/Lawton. Now you can watch the qualifying live, the post-race stuff. We also do some open lobbies after the league race as well. We get to talk and have a laugh about the race itself. What a race this has been today. Here we are now, first DRS strike of Danny. Still not going to use any ERS, just going to wait for the main straight. That's what I'd do. Get in front of Grimes and then absolutely gun it. As we have a Scott in third, I'm not quite sure he's going to be able to get close enough to also challenge Grimes. Could Grimes be making a mistake of not pitting for some soft tyres? But here we go now, ERS, DRS, softer tyres now. It's going to be a matter of time, surely. Look at him right behind Grimes now. As they make a little bit of contact there, can they stick to one side? I would appreciate it. Going to go up the inside of Grimes there, does Danny. He tries to get the move going. They're going to be side by side through turn 3. Just about able to make the move as Grimes goes onto the grass. They've both got a similar amount of ERS between them to work with as Scott set the fastest lap of the race. You can see them just in front. There is still 2 laps left of this race. It is all very much to play for. Danny does have the faster tyres, but bearing in mind, Grimes now has the DRS. So we will see. Does Danny try and just get away? Can he do it? He's already built up a 7/10 lead, but here comes Grimes with the DRS in the slipstream there. Opens up the ERS a little bit there. Danny running a little bit wide there, but still an 8/10 lead already going in to sector 3. I think he may be able to get out of DRS. He's already up to 9/10 now. We're going to be looking on this super closely. It's 9/10. There is a bit of a corner cut from Grimes. I did see that indeed, which if it does affect the end race result, penalties will be served and dished out fairly. Danny doesn't affect him. He's going even faster. Final lap of this race. We have Danny in first, Grimes in second, Scott in third, Cam Dog in fourth, JD in fifth. Right behind Cam, Delirious in sixth, Noel King in seventh, Kirby, yeah, whatever, who cares. We're going to maintain, we're going to stay on board Grimes here as we are down to the final couple of sectors here. Danny still in first. He started in fourth, dropped all the way down after a collision before turn 1. Had to go and pit. I think he was in 18th at the very start of this race as Grimes is starting to lose it. He's all over the shop now. Danny is well and truly ahead now. He only has a few more corners to go to be able to claim his 3rd race win of the season. There is still overtakes galore there between Cam and JD. They're fighting for it. But here we are now. The man who was able to come back came in at the perfect time around the final corner to take the checkered flag. Danny 1499 wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Al Grimes in second. Delirious with a time penalty. Scott finishes in third. Cam, an amazing performance in fourth there. Delirious in fifth. Gets, unfortunately, due to a penalty, loses out. What a race. What an ending. GG to all of our racers there, all of our finishers. What a race. Driver of the day does go to Cam, quite rightly so. What an awesome race. Here we are with the podium celebration. Danny getting his 3rd race win of the season. It's a 1-3 for Alpine with a Mercedes sandwich filling. Great racing there. Good stuff from the boys there. Wow. What an ending. I think Danny's reclaimed his mojo. It's also got the fastest lap of the race as well, so that will be a 26 points for him. So the final classification was Danny in first, takes the race win. Grimes in second, Scott in third, Cam in fourth. Noel King and JD overtook Delirious because of that 3-second penalty he had at the end there to take fifth and sixth respectively. Delirious does finish in seventh. Kirby does finish eighth, but because not only he wasn't a reserve driver and also he ghosted, so he technically DNF'd, we're going to kind of take him out of the classification there. So that will mean Drakes will finish in eighth, Andy Gatehouse in ninth, and then Jason Davies will pick up the final point of today. But what a race! What an amazing race! That was round 5 of Spain. Of Spain. That was round 5 of the LBL. It was biblical as always. Thank you all for watching. Make sure if you do want to come see this live, it's over at twitch.tv/LawtonLad. After the races, we do some open lobbies and things like that. But yeah, make sure you come along, watch it live with us. And until next week, it's peace and goodbye.